Last week, we showed you guys a video against an MCS competitor by the name of Z-Thumbs, and this was a game that I was able to finally beat him after losing to him the first 3 times. A lot of you guys really responded well to that video, said you wanted to see more commentary style videos against top tier opponents, and in today's video, I'm going to bring you guys another one against young Tony. This was a great game. There was a lot of things we could talk about in this one. I thought it was a great candidate to break down in commentary format, so I'm not going to waste any more time. This kid is a cyborg, I promise you. This is a good one. Let's lock in. What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we've got young Tony. Now, this is an all Madden head-to-head seasons game. That means that we are playing on the difficulty that MCS is played on. No previous plays. Players play a little bit different than they do in all pro. Thresholds are in different spots in the game. If that's something that interests you, make sure you guys head over to gridirongameplans.gg, where I've got things all broken down to a science for you. Now, much like last week's video, not a lot has changed in terms of the way that I am playing on both sides of the ball. I am running the Rams on offense, and I am running the Kansas City Chiefs defense on the defensive side of the ball. And you see right here, we're going to start off on offense. He is in the nickel over, so I'm going to be running my X nasty game plan. And with him standing kind of in the gap, I thought it was a great opportunity for me to quick snap a wide zone weak, because obviously I'm setting my audibles and all that. So as you take a look here, I'm taking a look at his abilities. Doesn't really have a heck of a lot on his defensive line, and I want you guys to really pay attention to how my offensive line plays in this game, simply because I think that it is a really good performance by my offensive line. And what is really not so good was my performance on that play. To be honest with you, it was just an open route that I threw, but Tony is a genius. He's a really good Madden player. Highly accomplished former member of EMB. I think he might still be with EMB, but you know, he is a player that is a dynamite Madden player every year. He's got competitive accolades out the wazoo. Everybody in the competitive community knows who this is, and I knew right off the bat this was going to be a super tough game. His playbook awareness is awesome. I mean, you don't face X Nasty a ton. I know that I've popularized it over the last 2 years, and Bobby V has really popularized it this year as well in the competitive circles. So maybe, just maybe, it's one of those deals where he kind of knew what my money play was, but it was a great lurk. And right off rip, I'm in a hole, which is where you cannot be against a player like this. Now, this is a video ripped straight from my Twitch channel. If you guys want to check me out, I do stream on Twitch during the weekdays, Monday through Friday in the afternoon. So I go live around 1 p.m. Central Time, and I go until 5:30, 6 o'clock Central Time most nights. So make sure you guys check me out. Now, right here up top, I had a one-play touchdown. If you guys struggle against the man meta, I really want you to pay attention to this game. I know I made a poor read against his user. The route was open right there. We had a one-play score on board right there. He's rocking pretty much the comp meta. He's got the knockout abilities, he's got tip drills, and he's trying to bring pressure with this zero blitz. You see right here, I'm going to set up something that is a little nasty right here. This is a deep cut out of my my game plan, and we get an unbumpable for a touchdown. So on the board real quick, made a mistake that cost me 7, and I'm able to rectify that going up top for a quick score to make it 7 up. So we're 1 minute into this game. It's already a wild game. In terms of defense, I know right off the bat that I'm going to be in a tough spot. I can't lie to you. In terms of the way that I have played defense this year, there's really one route combo that has given me a ton of problems. I adjust very well to bunch more often than not. This game, not so much. And I do a pretty good job against tight and trips tight end style offenses, and I do a really good job against U-trips as well. But a player that is really regimented in this particular progression read that you're going to see in this game gives me a lot of trouble. In fact, I'm going to reword that. They gave me a lot of trouble, because after this game, I hopped into the lab and I made sure that I had something for this. And if you guys struggle with this particular route combo as well, it's a very popular route combo. Make sure that you guys go over to Gridiron Game Plans. In the most recent Vault update, I put in a coverage that is actually really good against this route combo, and it's really good against offensive metas in general, whether it's aggressive catches, C routes, high point flats, quick free-form wheels to the running back out of the backfield. Those are all things you're going to see me struggle with in this game that if you guys are enjoying this content, you guys want a little bit more, make sure you guys head over to gridirongameplans.gg. In our most recent Vault update, we just showed you guys how to dominate the line of scrimmage on offense and defense without spending any AP. And if you guys are regs players, there's still some information in this, even though it's through a MUT lens, that can help you guys better understand what you should target when you're playing this game in CFM or in regs head-to-head. And that's just part of the website. You guys get everything. That's all the game plans, all the tips that I put out all year long, and Discord access with our lab sessions every Wednesday. Now back to the video. I immediately got into the lab and got things figured out. And what's really, really cool is you can run this out of my defense, which is the over G. And you're going to see right here that the thing with Tony that is such a tough thing for me is that he is in the West Coast offense. Now, the West Coast offense is one of the better bunches in the game, and you guys can also get that on Gridiron Game Plans. I have it broken down by belt winner John Beast. And the reason for that is it basically gives you varying levels of breaking routes. It's got corner strike, which is a skinny corner to the outside receiver in the bunch. It's got stick, which you've also seen him throw already in his first couple plays, which is a flatter breaking route that gets underneath certain zone drops. He can beat match, he can beat zone drops, and really he can keep the same type of route combo. You see right there, there's that flat breaking corner route. And this is a real problem. A lot of players, the players that you most have to pay attention to in the bunch are gonna be the C route, so the receiver, quick passes to the running back, freeform flat, or high point passes and some freeform corners to the point man. But when you have to respect that B receiver the way that he makes me respect it, it can be a long game, and it really is a long game for me in this on the defensive side of the ball. And if you guys know me, in terms of being a defensive player, I'm pretty darn good defensively. You see right here, he goes to a high point, and man, I was just a little slow to that ball. I had 2 tip drills that could have made that play if either of them was there. That's a bad break. Those are the ones you want really bad right there. Players like Tony don't make very many mistakes, and when they do, you want to be able to capitalize on them. Alas, we didn't, and now he's going to go to the tight slots. I want to say right here I whiff. He motions out wide here. So we definitely know he's going to some sort of aggressive catch. Oh, I'll tell you what I did here. I let him have that corner out because my user did not press his seam long enough. You'll notice that on that play, I let go of the guy I was pressing, which made the zone suck inside and give up the corner on the short side of the field. One thing that I'm a big fan of doing is jamming the hell out of the slot route to make sure that I have a zone that can go and play those short side corners. That is a most popular competitive strategy, is to throw the short side corner route for 2 reasons. 1, zones don't cover it, and 2, your user has to be over there, which opens the entire wide side of the field for the user to be able to manipulate all your AI players. So hash mark dependency is a major thing. You have to be aware of what routes are possible based off of what hash they're on and what formation they're in. And just a small mistake right there. You know, I let him go too early. So right here, coming off of a quick score, I tried to set up another kind of glitchy beater that I've got, but Tony's a smart player. You see that he ends up adjusting his coverage, doesn't allow me to have it, so I throw a little delay route. I know that he's in a man coverage role. His user is responsible for the running back, so I have my running back do a block and then a slight release. His user kind of sagged backwards in the middle of the field, allowing me to dump it underneath and pick up a first down. So, you know, I kind of had a fail safe in the event that my kind of glitchy beater that I was trying to design failed. It did fail. So a little bit of chess match. I showed him something, he countered it, and then I countered his counter. So here we go, kind of trying to get to a hash right there. I like operating from the hash marks. I run a little zone, and unfortunately I didn't get there. So we're a little bit closer to the middle of the field than I would like. Right here, we go into the double south. I'm showing him a lot of my secondary offense right here. Him pick-sixing me in the bunch X nasty on the first drive kind of scared me. Right here, I tried to do it a little something else. And again, I just dumped the play, the little route underneath. With that motion, you notice that the guy's uncovered. That's a tip that I put on the YouTube channel a couple weeks back, actually, for a one-play score. It made his user sag back, so again, I dumped the running back route underneath. I'm showing him something that makes him react, and then his user was a little self-conscious of what I was attempting to do to him, so then I throw the delay route underneath as my my insurance call. So right here, 3rd down and 4, and of course, you know, with me already having thrown a pick 6 in this game and also given up a very easy score to him on his only offensive drive. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking this is absolutely positively 4-down territory. He's got the ball at half. I've got to be in a spot where I can recover. So one thing you're seeing right here is he's always using the guy that's on the running back. I do have the threat detector, and that right there, that's not something I give up very often, which is that straight up 8-gap rusher. So this is actually going to present a problem for me on the fly that I wasn't prepared for. So 4th down and 10, I'm absolutely going for it. You're going to see basically I'm going to go to the exact same thing, but I'm going to ID the mic. And you're not going to be able to see me ID the mic because the exclamation point icon, but I actually put it on the left inside linebacker that sacked me the previous time. We got just enough of a chip, and I'm able to fry the man coverage up top. He did have a knockout, but I say this all the time. Knockout abilities are great if the guy can stay tight enough to the receiver. I think they're best paired with shade abilities or abilities that cancel out route running abilities, because if you have a guy that can create separation against a knockout, the knockout's going to be too far behind to make a play. So again, here I go tight Y off. I'm going to motion Carmichael across the formation, and I tried a jet sweep. He had his safety down low. Fortunately, Carmichael's a big guy. I was able to win the tackle battle and pick up a 1st down. Right here, as you see the clock kind of ticking, he's already burned a timeout. I'm kind of thinking, all right, well, he's got ball half, and I'm not feeling comfortable so far on defense. In the back of my mind, I'm trying to think maybe I should go ahead and try to milk this out. Right here, I'm going to try a little beater to Carmichael, and it didn't light up, so I threw the ball way out of the back of the end zone. Not ideal either, because I didn't keep the clock running. That goal of me getting to halftime, you got to complete a pass when you do that, and I didn't. So stops the clock. Again, here he's in this overstorm. He's always using the guy that's on the running back. If you know this is overstorm, you know the left corner's on the left receiver, the safety's on Kittle. Right here, the safety hung out inside. I throw a quick flat to Kittle, make a guy miss a tackle, and I pick up a gain of about 9 or so, 11, somewhere in there, and a 1st down, and the 2-minute warning, which is nice. But again, the problem is I could have kept the clock moving on my previous play and gotten to the 2-minute warning and basically had an extra, an extra play to, make him burn a timeout. So really that incomplete pass 2 plays ago is putting me in a rough spot. So here we are again, 1st and goal. I'm going to go back to the tight Y off. Obviously the nickel corner travels here. And I'm actually thinking right here that I want to run, kind of give him that illusion of the jet sweep and run the stretch away, which is exactly what we did right there. I set that up, right? So I hit that jet sweep for the 1st down. I then kind of show the same motion, make his user kind of bail over to the jet sweep since he gave up the 1st down on the previous play. But that time we set up a stretch to the left. Had I not run that jet sweep, I likely don't get that reaction out of the user. So I was able to score and tie this ball game up. This is one of the things that I always try to communicate to people. I know that runners get a bad rep in our community on the competitive level. People think it's a run and pray situation, but I hope that you guys can kind of appreciate the way that run schemes can be set up and how you can use your run schemes to open up your passing game a little bit more. These are guys that, especially when you play really top tier pro players, they're used to playing other pro players that do nothing but sling the pill and run base and inside zone. There is equity in labbing out your run game. And I'm not talking just stretch and pray. I'm talking, the way that you set up your stretches is key as well. And you saw that I, was able to use a jet sweep to open up a key score for me right there. So Tony back on offense, 2 minutes to go basically. Right here, I'm very self-conscious about his corner routes. You saw right there, I bailed out to the corner route, made him dump it down in the flat. Here he goes with that freeform wheel. So again, at the top of the video, I said that he really gave me issues with basically the freeform corner routes, the high point flat, and the quick freeform wheels to the running back. You see there's another quick flat to Metzelar's. I'm able to keep him in bounds right here, keep the clock moving a little bit. That's key as well. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, he's moving the ball effectively. There's multiple players open on different setups he's got. I've really got to, in my mind, think, keep this in front of me and hold the 3. That's the only way I can hold on to any semblance of a chance in this game. He goes to the flat. I keep him in bounds. A tackle, keep him in bounds. We've burned 30 seconds and he was only picked up about 12, 13 yards on those plays. I can trade that in this situation if it leads towards me potentially holding to 3 with him having the ball in half. So I'm always thinking ahead, Always thinking ahead. Right here, he goes with the drag. I'm cool with that. Again, he's got to throw the ball in the middle of the field. He burns a timeout. So I gave him 20 yards for basically 45 seconds right there. I can live with that. If we can do a little bit better than that, we can definitely hold the 3 here. As long as I just don't give up a deep corner route. I don't want to, give him another free 40 yards. But again here, I let him get out of bounds. So I can't do that. I can't do that. If I'm not going to defend the corner routes, I might as well play the hard flats. That's kind of the way that I really needed to think about this. And as I watch this back, that's a criminal mistake that I've yet to adjust to the fact that my flat zones are neither taking away the tight end or the corner route. So you pick one, basically. So right here, he goes with a nice flood. I'm trying to stop him from getting out of bounds. That was actually a really nice combo right there. Ran the C route, drove off the flat zone on the right side, and instead of the tight end attacking the flat, he ran an underneath shallow cross and gets out of bounds. So he's done a good job. He's done a very good job taking what I've given him. Right here, I do take away his flat, and unfortunately, I got dunked on. It is what it is. Right there, I kind of made the adjustment. I took away his corner. He didn't want to throw the check down in the middle of the field and burn his last time out, so he went for the ag. And, I didn't have a knockout there. That was a pick artist against him, and he was able to dunk on me. So I failed in my goal of holding a 3 right there. I thought that, I had the beat on him. I didn't think he would be that aggressive, just judging by his reads on that drive. It had been mostly underneath. I tried to make him throw something quick underneath to a user, and it just backfired. So I've got to get something done here. I absolutely have to get something done here. Him with ball at half, I've got to get at least 3. I've got to get at least 3 right here. So here we go. We are in the tight Y off. So again, he's still in this overstorm. I do this motion, the nickel corner travels. And right here, I'm setting up, I believe, a quick throw to Kittle. Yep. So that's another one of those deals. He clicked on, clicked off. He kind of baited me into swerving inside right there. And I have to burn a timeout. Wouldn't like to trade 6 yards for a timeout right there. We got to get a little bit more vertical than that. So short side X nasty here. Kittle across the motion. You notice right here the nickel corner didn't follow. You saw a little bit of a shade individually on Carmichael. He is bringing pressure. I go quick out to the flat, little freeform wheel. I did stop the clock, picked up a gain of about 4-ish. Going to be 3rd down and 1. And I'm really thinking right here, I got to get a field goal. I have to, absolutely have to get a field goal. And so again, Kittle in motion, off coverage on the outside, press on the left. I'm going for maybe a little C route with a backside post. He actually runs a little bit of a zone drop. And I'm not going to lie, I tried to just like kind of lob that to the sideline, hopefully just go out of bounds instead of throwing it away. I didn't want to take a delay game or a penalty right there because I had no check down if I had thrown the ball away. Right here, this is me going with Tim Tebow, and here's why. Those jet sweeps, they have to go to the handedness side of the quarterback's throwing arm. So Tebow being a lefty, if I want a jet sweep to the left, I will get immediate control if I have a left-handed quarterback handing it off. If it's a right-handed quarterback, he will auto-step 3 or 4 steps. So you see right here, I get pretty good control of Hester. And because I had the timeouts, I try to make something happen by cutting inside. But, when you think about that call, it's rather stupid simply because I didn't reach field goal range with it. And the whole goal of me going for it to begin with was to get points. Had that backfired, that's game over. So stupid play call by me, really. Right here, I make a really, really bad mistake. I left Tim Tebow in. This is actually a cover 3 bomb. And I had this if I had my quarterback in the game. So you see right there, Cooper Kupp on a freeform outside is going to be a touchdown rack with a velocity ability. And I got neither the velocity nor an animation right there. So Tony might have gotten a little lucky on that. I can't lie. I mean, I'm not one to beg for a Hail Mary, but he actually gave me a perfect call for what I had drawn up there. And I just had the wrong quarterback in the game. Stupid mistake. I mean, I put him in the play prior and forgot about it. But that'll happen sometimes. You're playing a great player. There's a million things going through your head. And right there, there's just a miss by me. So we're down 7. He's got ball. Not a good situation to be in whatsoever. Just because of the fact that Tony's such a smart player. He's going to go right back to that high point flat. Metzelaars breaks a tackle, picks up a gain of 12. You see right there, 13 of 15, 162, 2 touchdowns. Really the only throws that have been poor decisions. They weren't really poor decisions. He had a ball that could have been tip drilled, but it was a one-on-one throw for the most part. So again, here he's going back to that flooding combo. Again, I'm just absolutely not adjusting right there. My flat zone KO doesn't get there in time, or my deep out KO rather doesn't get there in time. He's able to get possession catch. As I watch back in this game, and what's crazy is I don't really want to spoil what's to come in this, but I didn't adjust. I didn't adjust for so long in this game. I sat back and let him dictate what I needed to do, and then I didn't do any of it. So again, right here, I take my user, like, what am I thinking? Like, I'm not going to run from the right hash to the left sideline and pick off a corner route. So, I'm just kind of playing like an idiot, if we're being honest, defensively. This is an approach that I usually play against most players, kind of a bend but don't break style. Right there's a knockout. That's one where you kind of want your tip drill to make a play. So, again, you can't beg for interceptions when the guy's 15 of 18 on you for 200 and something yards. You can't. My scheme is predicated on opportunistic football at the end of the day. Here he goes back to that tight. Last time he beat my zone, so I go to a match call here because I don't want his corner route running to the left sideline and being wide open. I want to play match on it. And he does a good job. He checks it down. He didn't have his corner out. He saw the match right away, so he threw his check down. Again, very wise player. Very, very wise player. 3rd down and 3 right here. Really, at the end of the day, the outcome of this drive is I'm down 2 possessions either way. I mean, you really like to not let him have a touchdown, though, especially because I had a pick 6 to start the game. There's that free form. Again, this is why I immediately after this game, the very very next day, I went into the lab and I, made a concerted effort to make sure that I don't give up this route combo anymore. And I think I did a pretty good job of accomplishing that goal as, this most recent Bald update has a lot of people really, really happy with the results of that. So here he is. I've been noticing this trend a lot. A lot of these West Coast players love this split offset power O. It's okay. It's a good run. In general, I think I have pretty decent defense against it. Right here, he goes to a pass play. And I had a hard flat out there, so I didn't have anything over the top of that. He threw a red zone fade right there, I think. I don't know if that was a red zone threat on Metzelaars or not, but either way, that's going to be a catch. I had a hard flat, and there was nobody in the back of the end zone. So Tony is in full control of this ball game with a minute 24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Offensively, I'm not too upset with myself. I've had 2 good drives. I had a really, really bad read, not paying attention to where his user was to open up the game. That was really crucial. Offensively, I don't really feel that bad in this game, though. I don't. One mistake, and he made a great play. Defensively, I'm very upset with myself. I'm not doing anything to stop him. And not forcing issues, not changing things up, just being very, very stubborn. Something's got to change on that side of things. So here we go, back on offense. X Nasty, Kittle back in motion, short side of the field. Again, Overstorm Brave, using Williams, who's on the running back. I've got Solo on Hester. I've got Solo on Cup. So we're just setting up some simple beaters right here. And I'm IDing that Mike again, because I'm worried about that A-gapper. He's been getting him through the middle. Right here, I missed Hester on the left sideline. And I'll tell you why. Hester doesn't have route ability for me. He's just got that 0 AP return man. I use him for the jet sweep. Again, I forgot that I left him in. Also notice I still had Tebow in the game. So bad game management right there. I didn't throw the ball to the open receiver on the left because I didn't trust him not having an ability. And then my real quarterback wasn't in the game. So could have been about 13, 14 yards to Hester. Instead, picked up about 4 to Cup. So again, same drill. He's in this Overstorm. Right here, I'm looking quick flat to Carmichael. I'm just reading that corner's drop. If he drops off, I'm throwing it quick to him. Try to make something happen in the open field. Pick up a 1st down. Again, the stat line, that pick to open the game, brutal. But overall, playing pretty well offensively. Outside of some mental mistakes. So kind of motion again back into the doubles look. He's using pull him out. Again, he's on the running back. Solo everywhere. Kittle one-on-one. Carmichael one-on-one. But I know he's blitzing. So I pick it up, pick up the interior rusher. And we go back to that play that opened up the game. He had the KO. Try to dive and make it happen. Hines Ward to the crib. I was going to do like a tomato ketchup joke, but decided not to right there. But we are now back down by 7. 26 seconds left in the third. That's big because that's an extra timeout for me on top of the 3 that I have in the 2-minute warning. Having 5 timeouts against a guy that you're having trouble stopping, that's key. That's key. So I got to get the ball back somehow. Really, really do. I need to get this rock back. And at this point in time, this is where I decide, okay, quit being stubborn on defense. Get out of your element. It might feel uncomfortable. It might feel foreign to you, but you got to change something about the way you are playing this guy. It's been up to this point a very, very large smattering of my zone coverage based defense, and a little match. And you see right here, he goes to that quick freeform flat again. That's such a backbreaker when you can't stop somebody from throwing the ball to the tight end or the running back. And then they also have, they're picking and choosing of, 20 yards on the sideline over the top too. So really, really frustrating, as he takes this to the fourth quarter. And yeah, I mean, right here is where I just kind of decide to flip a switch on defense. So we are going to run probably a little bit more match and also take a few more chances with the zone blitz. The base rush, he hasn't really allowed the base rush to show in this game because he throws the ball so quick. But right here, we kind of switch it up. I go to a match call, and then I take the backside drag. So now 3rd down and 7. So made a change, got a sack. There is some value to possum. You don't really want to play possum to the tune of giving up 28 points. But, we did an okay job. And right there, I lurked the freeform wheel. His eyes go up to the crosser, and I was able to recover, and Derwin James picks that off. And we're back in business. So made some small changes, man. Nothing too crazy, just a timely match call. Kind of changed what he was used to seeing. He took a sack, and then on the next play, I took away his progression to the bunch side. Right here, I go outside zone. One thing that you'll definitely notice is I passed the ball effectively enough that he's no longer rushing down to mug the gaps, which allowed me to kind of quick snap that run call. Again here, now he's using cam, so he's definitely switching up the way he's playing defense. He's no longer on those safeties, and that changes how I play. So now I can go back out to more of a 5-out approach, and I go back corner of the end zone. There's that out route that I passed up on the previous drive, Carmichael, and we tied the game pretty quickly. So stubborn, man. Just stubborn defense. As you see the replay right here, you'll notice that he has a flat zone on the outside low. Carmichael gets in behind it. I'm able to high point it in the back corner of the end zone and toe tap for the touchdown. So now we're tied, 2:48 to go in this game. And I'm thinking to myself, I've got to find one more stop just like the one I got on the previous drive. Notice how I was able to, I really haven't forced him into 3rd downs in this game, but on that last drive, I kind of changed some things just a little bit. And, I think I got the momentum, obviously, right here. Him turning the ball over on his previous drive. Me having scored on 4 straight drives myself, with the exception of the prematurely stopped halftime drive where I didn't really have time to do anything. Again, he's going to go back, looking for that corner route. I made an adjustment. So he throws the flat route way too late. 2nd down and 10. You see right here, again, I'm still staying in the big nickel over G. I'm just changing things a little bit in terms of how I lurk. Goes back to that verticals. Good call by him. Nothing open now. Steps up, slides, 3rd down and 2. So here we go. 3rd down and 2. I'm thinking to myself, okay, do I need to do something different here? I definitely am going to take away the tight end quick throw. I'm definitely worried about the running back. He's going to motion out right here. And again, you have to know what's coming. That's that flat. It's that corner. It's that streak. I tried to show the press to make him think he wasn't going to throw that flat. And that motion just took me out of what I originally wanted to be in. You got to take something away. And as I watch this back, I'm just sick at the refusal to use my flat defender to guard something. So right here, I say, screw it. I'm going to do the show blitz look out of the over G. I'm going to try to amp him up a little bit. And I'm going to use the bunch side. So right here, I've got a slot defender on the running back side, and I bring it. That slot defender made him think, okay, I can't throw quick to the flat. He blocks the running back, and I set up a guaranteed pressure off the left edge while taking away the quick flat to the tight end. That was a good call. Very, very good call. And I think what you guys are seeing is I just waited too long to make adjustments here in this game. I'm starting now to have him in a situation where he's not 100% convinced of what he's looking at. Right there, he goes to a wheel route. Not gonna lie, I want my flat zone KO right there. I definitely want my flat zone KO right there. That's one I deserve. That's one I deserve. It was outside the numbers, 0 to 10 yards. That was a gain of 10 after falling forward. So that should have been KO. Nonetheless, they're down to 4. I do take away his flat, but unfortunately his corner route fried me on the outside. So he picks up a first down. So now he's in field goal range. I've got 3 timeouts. The clock is stopped, which is to my advantage. I've got to play this a little bit different. Obviously, I got to get the ball back. So we're going to stick with that show blitz look. I like what it did for me on the previous drive. He's going to go base. I have a gap shoot for it. We're able to get the user. And another guy shedding. 2nd down 13 after the loss. So right here, I decide, this is a very rare thing for me. I decide to set my flats on the outside of 15. He threw that short corner route over the top of my flat last time. I want to just change his eyes just a little bit. He's been seeing the same thing over and over and over, and it tricked him. He saw that flat drop back, but because those zone drops drop so slow, it's still in a spot where it could rally down to flat zone KO. So I don't know if I'm going to stick with that or not, but I'm definitely going to go back and look to that. Now, right there after that zone drop, you have to think if you're a defensive player, okay, he knows the flat corner is not something that's there. Expect something else here. So right here, he snaps the ball, and he throws a very, very good read. Very, very good read. He hasn't thrown that the entire game. He switched something up when he needed it most, and that was huge. That was huge. So that makes me burn a timeout, and basically ices the game. I mean, he does have a minute 13. I've got a timeout. You know, the math on that is definitely not in my favor. So I'm going to play run defense. Motions Carmichael across. There's the base. Because I've showed the blitz, it's kind of a 4-4 look. And I catch a break right here. The hit stick actually hit him out of bounds. So that's a clock stoppage. So a little bit of life. Minute 8 to go. And again, right here, I'm just thinking, okay, I got to stop the run. I got to take away the quick flats. He's going to go back to that split offset, which I know is power O. And he didn't like it. So we called a timeout. And I'm trying to actually recall what happens here off of this part. Get in the back of my mind, I've got to somehow get the ball back. Even 20 seconds would be nice. So again, he's in the split offset. I'm just going to show blitz, which turns this into the glorified 4-4 again. I know that he's likely running the ball, so I blitz the backside linebacker. Comes in through the lane vacated by the pulling guard. I get TFL. 3rd down and 5. So right here, there's no guarantee that this is a run call either, because he's given up some big plays after that first pick 6 to start the game. So I'm thinking there's a chance he's probably going to end up throwing the ball right here. So I'm not 100% run blitzing. In fact, I call coverage, and he runs and runs, and he takes a hit. And man, if there's ever a time for me to get a fumble, that's it right there. But I am going to get the ball back. So big stop right there. Big stop right there. And I'm going to get the ball with about 25 seconds, which is the nice part. So kind of a miracle that I was able to get the ball back. Him getting hit sticked out of bounds kind of even gave me a chance to begin with. Otherwise, this game's over. But here we go. We're going to have an opportunity nonetheless, and we'll see what we can do with it. So right here, I am definitely looking to go for... I know that he's got a threat detector, so I don't want to give him the opportunity to run a fake on me. Normally, I would go for a block, but you got to pay attention to that stuff. The threat detector will tell them if you're in a field goal block, which will let them have a fake pass if they've got the correct personnel on the field. So I would have gone for a block normally, but not right there. So now we are in a spot. He gave the ball to Devin Hester, and he's got that 0 AP return ability. So I just decided to try to hit straight up central. I break the tackle, and oh man, if I'd just gotten blocked, I actually might have been gone. But those aren't the things you can beg for. They just aren't. So I've got to get a big strike right here. And I've had quite a few. I've had quite a few in this game so far. You know, really, I feel like I played a good offensive game. I just made a bad mistake on my opening drive, and I played terrible defense up until basically the third quarter. About a minute to go in the third quarter, I refused to make adjustments. Again, he's on those linebackers. I know he's not blitzing, so I throw my check down in the middle of the field. That's bad. That's bad. You can't do that. You just can't. I've got to get something that is deeper down the field, and you know, just it is what it is. It is what it is. But nonetheless, right here, this was a great game. You know, I don't want to be a YouTuber that if I'm going to do commentaries, I only show you guys wins. You know, I'm not a perfect player. There's always things to be learned. I think I could teach better from a L than I can from a W, if you want to be totally honest. So right here, I'm setting up that same cover 3 beater, but you notice that he's a smart player. He didn't give it to me. He called a man under 3 deep there, so I had to dump it down, and that's going to do it. Great game to Tony. I always enjoy these games. You know, I stream Monday through Friday on Twitch, and when you lock in against a good opponent, it's nice to have that change of pace. Made me think about things, made me reevaluate things. It helps make my content better on the strategy site. Like I said, you know, that route combo with the streak, the corner, and the flat, I know it's common, but it's not common that you run into a player that's regimented and takes the flats every single time. Most Madden players will end up making a mistake, and he's not one of those guys. So it made me play chess. You know, it took me about 2.5 quarters to realize that this wasn't a game where my opponent was going to give me a mistake and get impatient, and I'm a better Madden player for it at the end of the day. So great game. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab, and good luck.